Hi everybody, today I'm going to talk to you about another case of a Spanish person affected by Nolotil. There are actually many cases, obviously not as many as British, but quite a few cases, and they are pretty shocking. And then they say the Spanish are not affected by it. Right, well, let me tell you about it. This was a 32-year-old man, a young man, who was walking in the street and twisted his ankle and hurt himself. So he went to the hospital and they did an x-ray and found that he had broken his fracture, his fibula. So they put it in plaster cast and sent him home and told him to come back in 3 weeks. So 3 weeks later, he went back to the traumatologist and they found that they sent him to hospital for an operation. He had his operation and they prescribed him Nolotil, and this is where it all started. A month later, okay, because sometimes this doesn't affect you straight away, it affects you after weeks or even a month sometimes. He started feeling really ill in February, 13th of February. So ill that his mother phoned 999, which is 112 in Spain, and said, look, I'm giving him paracetamol and Nolotil, alternating, but he's got all these symptoms, he's really ill. They said, just carry on doing what you're doing, is the right thing. He'll get better. Right, so the following day, she took him to hospital. And when he got there, he had hypertension. His blood pressure was really, really low, which is a typical side effect of Nolotil, but I didn't see it. He was also diagnosed with, basically his bone marrow had been destroyed. He wasn't producing white cells, red cells, or anything. He had agranulocytosis and severe sepsis with multi-organic failure, and they put him in intensive care. They continued to cure his leg because he had necrosis and all sorts of things during February, and considered amputating his leg. But in the end, he had necrotizing fasciitis, which is something a lot of the British people that I've told you about have had, and they've usually died or very nearly died. Well, this poor lad, he had this, and in the end they didn't amputate his leg, but it was left in a very bad way, so he needed more surgery. And in April he went back for surgery and they gave him Nolotil again. Within 48 hours of the operation, he had multi-organic failure, went back into intensive care, and at that point he was diagnosed with agranulocytosis because of Nolotil. Hey, thank God for that. It took them long enough. This is just so typical, so typical. People going to hospital because they feel really ill, they've been taking Nolotil, but nobody realizes that that's the reason why they're so ill, and they continue to give them Nolotil, or they keep doing other things, other tests, thinking they have something else. It's a wonder this poor man is alive, is still alive. What they've done to him, and as you can imagine, he's now disabled. His leg is in a hell of a state and he's disabled. Unbelievable. Thank you for listening.